These 4 strategies have helped me and honestly hundreds of my nutrition clients feel 100% in control of our food. You don't have to avoid going out to eat altogether in order to stay healthy. Is there a spectrum of health with different restaurants? Absolutely, yes. But these 4 principles hold true regardless.
Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So grab that cute notebook you've been hanging on to and let's go.
Do you want to eat more healthfully and know you should include more fruits and vegetables, but somehow find yourself mindlessly snacking on whatever is free for all in the break room or whatever the kids brought home from school? You know what you should be eating, but the motivation to actually make it happen for more than a day or two seems to fade as quickly as it came. I hear you, sis, because I've totally been there myself, but I'm here to tell you, I found a way off the on-again, off-again healthy eating motivation train. I call it the Food Freedom Formula. And on October 23rd, I'm hosting a live virtual workshop where I'm going to give you my exact method, which has helped me and hundreds of my clients stay the course for literal years. It's totally free. There's no catch. I just simply feel called to share what the good Lord has given me. Head to coachrain.com/foodfreedom today to save your seat. Spots are limited, so don't wait. That's coachreign.com/foodfreedom. And I can hardly wait to give you everything you need for freedom with food. And now, welcome to the show. Eating healthy at restaurants. Is that even possible? I'm here to tell you, yes, it absolutely is. Of course, there is a spectrum of health depending on the restaurant. Anytime you let someone else cook for you, especially in an industrial kitchen designed to feed large quantities of people as quickly as possible, you do relinquish control over quality of ingredients. So there will always be that element of mystery, but you do not have to exclusively eat at Sweetgreen or Tender Greens to be healthy, even though it does tend to be easier at those kinds of restaurants. Conversely, even the seemingly healthy restaurants can sometimes surprise you with how unhealthful some of their options are. So today, I want to give you 4 strategies that you can have full control over to stay consistent with healthier eating, even while at restaurants. And the first strategy being prioritize vegetables. Yep, I'm talking about vegetables again. Let's all take a second to try and be surprised. Now, yes, ordering a salad is an easy way to get a hearty dose of vegetables in most places. However, I actually hate ordering salads at most restaurants because, number 1, I can make them myself for a fraction of the price. 2, a lot of times they're just crunchy water, aka iceberg lettuce, with a sprinkle of shredded carrots and a singular grape tomato. If you're lucky, you get a cucumber. And number 3, I eat a lot of salads on my own because they're just so easy to prepare. So when I'm going out to eat, generally I want things that I won't make myself. But with all of that being said, we still need to prioritize veggies. This can look like ordering a side of steamed or roasted vegetables, or swapping the carb option for veggies. Like instead of potatoes, you get the asparagus, something along those lines. Even ordering from the appetizer menu for something vegetable-based, like Brussels sprouts or a hummus spread. Regardless, make sure it's on the plate in some capacity. I challenge my nutrition clients to make sure they have at least one vegetable every time they eat. And this is no different at restaurants. The second strategy I always implement is staying protein focused. Actually, oftentimes I will order the vegetarian option on the menu to get the amount of veggies that I want, but then I will add protein. And this is important because protein is the part of what keeps you satiated after a meal. It's the element that builds and keeps muscles, and it can keep your blood sugar from spiking and crashing. I mean, protein is non-negotiable. The only time I allow myself to order a dish and not add protein is when I'm in Italy, and it's actually disrespectful to change the traditional dish by adding protein. But even then, my husband and I will order a steak to share to go with the pasta. Now, sometimes restaurants serve massive portions of protein. I am all for that because we love leftovers here. I mean, the meal instantly becomes less expensive if you can save some for leftovers. If that's the case, don't try to be the hero that finishes everything in one sitting. With most American restaurant portions, that's neither heroic nor healthful. So I will order a 12-ounce ribeye and immediately cut it in half, eat part of it now, take part of it home. I know it's never as good when it's not fresh, but flash sear that sucker on a hot cast iron skillet, and it gets pretty darn close. If the restaurant you're at is on the other end of the spectrum and their protein sizes are, shall we say, a little skimpy, consider ordering an extra side of protein. A lot of times you can get a burger patty or chicken or eggs, all ordered from the a la carte menu. So snag one of those, but without all the bells and whistles. You don't need an entire extra burger. We're just looking for another patty. Literally just more protein. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive that way, but you're already going out to eat, which is wildly more expensive than eating homemade food. So this is just par for the course. All right, strategy number 3 I use to stay consistent with healthy eating while at restaurants is to say no to fried foods. This is a tough one. I love a crispy French fry or even an onion ring from time to time. Something about it is just so nostalgic for me, but the deep fried food is exactly the thing that leaves you feeling overly full with stomach pains, sometimes stomach cramping, digestion issues, heartburn, and probably guilt or regret. Remember, this episode is about eating healthfully at restaurants. So if you want to stay healthy while eating at restaurants, do not order fried food. Those two things simply cannot coexist, okay? If you're going out to eat and don't want to be healthy, then that is the time for fried food. In the Sustainable Way, my nutrition coaching program, I actually have my clients establish what I call conditions around certain foods. This is meant for the stuff we know is not good for us, is not going to help us get to our health goals. But if I were to tell you you can never have that thing again, it would make you kind of sad and feel left out when everyone else around you is having that thing. What we do is make conditional rules for ourselves around that item so that we can totally indulge guilt-free if our series of conditions are met. It's like when the stars align, I tell them. I personally have conditions with donuts and French fries, which keeps me from having them every chance I get and then spiraling backwards on my health goals, feeling like a failure every weekend. But it also gives me an opportunity to look forward to them when my conditions are met. And if you could use some help coming up with your own conditions, I encourage you to book a diet-free nutrition coaching call with me, where we will spend an hour strategizing your nutrition and creating an exact plan so that you can feel confident about your food choices and body. You can easily book your session at coachrating.com/dietfree today. And I would love to help you come up with some conditions around those pesky kryptonite foods. The fourth strategy I use to stay consistent with healthy eating while at restaurants is this: either a fun beverage or a dessert, not both. And this is when the room gets quiet. Listen, I am all about having a fun, tasty treat when you go out. But again, if we are trying to stay consistent with healthy eating, we can create margin for these things but boundaries help us to not blow our load all at once. I personally am not a drinker. I gave up alcohol years ago, and even though it crept back in ever so slightly upon meeting my husband, no fault of his, now I just know too much and what it does to the body and what scripture says about drinking that it really is not appealing to me whatsoever. And while I could order my drinks virgin, frankly, I would rather eat my sweets, but that is just a personal preference. I can be persuaded with a delightful latte or coffee beverage for sure. In fact, if I have an event happening at night, like a concert or a wedding, I will actually get a cappuccino to pre-game in lieu of the alcohol. It gives me that boost of energy and helps me actually stay awake for the thing. Just don't tell Italians I'm drinking cappuccino after 11 a.m. Anyways, I digress. With either choice you make, the fun drink or dessert, it's important to have real food first. Like those veggies and protein we already prioritized. Wink, wink. I promise you, this will help with the sugar hangover significantly. So I'm giving you full permission to save room for your treat, as long as you pick one, not both, and you check off all the other boxes first. These 4 strategies have helped me and honestly hundreds of my nutrition clients feel 100% in control of our food. You don't have to avoid going out to eat altogether in order to stay healthy. Is there a spectrum of health with different restaurants? Absolutely, yes. But these 4 principles hold true regardless and can help you stay consistent without feeling deprived. And that right there is the key to making your healthy eating sustainable. In addition, here is a friendly reminder to join me on October 23rd for the Food Freedom Formula 1-day only workshop. I'll give you even more tools and tricks to help you stay consistent with healthy eating so that diets are a thing of the past and this whole thing is really just your lifestyle. Secure your spot at coachrain.com/foodfreedom, and I so look forward to seeing you there. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com/foodfreedom and secure your spot in the Food Freedom Formula 1-day only virtual workshop. I'm giving away my exact method for actually seeing results without counting, tracking, or dieting at all, so that you can finally have confidence in what you eat and your body. That's coachreign.com/foodfreedom. And mark your calendar for October 23rd, the day you learn how to make the whole eat healthy consistently your lifestyle. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.